in order to run the operations of that. Now we're up over 120 plus children. They're looking at having it full. Their projection is by the end of this year. And so moving forward, the neat thing is when we bought that child care center, there's another acre lot directly to the north of that, and it'll be directly across the street from the new elementary school. So we started the design work for a second building. We don't know when we're going to start the second building yet, but when these grant opportunities come from the state, it's usually a really short time period, and having that design work done will put us in a really good position to be able to take advantage of funding opportunities when that second daycare needs to be built. And the byproduct of doing the daycare is some synergies with the school district that we didn't have before. The school district is partnered with the daycare center and they're providing meals. They also provide transportation for some of the preschool kids to go back and forth from the school. And the school district did recently receive a grant, which was just been announced, where they're providing some educational opportunities for students in order to go over and learn early childhood education. So that's been a nice addition for the community. And then the quality of life piece of this is the Lamar's Area Betterment Foundation, after we did the community development plan and identified O'Toole Park as the lead project, the Betterment Foundation funded a charrette last February, and through that process identified $11 million worth of park projects. And the city recently approved $5.5 million in local option sales tax to support that. And now the Betterment Foundation is going to move forward with the fundraising to raise the other $5.5 million. And as you guys approved today, we're going to start the design work. The design work for O'Toole Park is underway, and we're going to start the design work for Municipal Park, and we'll continue to work through these park projects as we move forward. So that was year one of the community development plan. If anybody has any questions, comments, or needs additional clarification, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Next up, City Administrator. Nothing?
Nothing.
Joe, I assume, has nothing since he's not here. Mark.
No, just I forgot to mention in the thumbs up the 1-year anniversary of Pet Parlor at one of those lots that he was talking about, so good for them.
Good.
Nothing.
I received a concern from a citizen, and Chief Vandebeck, you can hopefully address this, but he was talking about, he lives along 4th Street Southwest between Central and Highway 75, and said that speeding has been a problem along that street, and was hoping that we could do something to mitigate some of that.
Yeah, we can certainly add that to our daily patrol. We have specific areas in town where cars will sit and they'll run radar. I can add it to my list where we move our moving radar sign as well. Yeah. So there's things that we can do.
Just with the traffic that's backing out along the museum there, and then the families that live along there,
Sure.
He saw it as a hazard, so
okay.
I told him we'd address it. So
we will do those two things.
They're trying to jump the tracks.
Yeah, Duke's a hazard trying to jump the tracks. It's a lot smoother if you don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Maybe that's the answer.
Man, he wants to shoot eagles and now he wants to jump
Do you have anything?
Where are we at on budget? Haven't heard much, and I'm kind of curious. So the deadlines are changed this year. They're a little different.
Later.
They're later. They are later.
Mid-April,
Yeah, April 15th.
so we got a whole nother month yet to finish stuff up.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Mark, you mentioned something too that I was going to ask, but has the school identified that lot as where that middle school, where that new grade school is going to go? Have they identified it for sure?
Yeah, we've been going, Rob and I and Jason have been going to the design meetings, and they're starting to work on a site plan for that lot.
Okay.
So
I mean, I had heard that it wasn't large enough, but once again,
Yeah,
no, my source would not be as good as yours, so that's okay, I just had heard that.
yeah, ISG has told us that it's plenty adequate, and before we even went to the vote, they had evaluated the lot. And right now, what we worked on at the last meeting, and what we'll continue to work on, is where to set the building in relation to the lot. So,
Because that's the first I had heard that, okay, so that's good, that's good.
yep.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what the actual footprint is gonna look like. I saw the, like, 3 alternatives or whatever.
Right, and that's kind of what's being worked on right now. And I believe that pretty soon Jason will start working with Steve on traffic flow and those types of things. So it's in progress.
Yeah, we did have a meeting.
Hey, hold on, Mark. Go ahead.
We did have a meeting, I think it was late last week, and we discussed traffic, just preliminary. So they're still working on that.
Okay, and then, at the town hall, I know the gentleman, but he brought up, density studies. You said that, do those get done periodically, like, I'm trying to think of the word, but, how many apartments are occupied versus are we keeping a running track on that?
So the housing needs assessment, if we're going to continue to get tax credits from the state of Iowa, they ask that we redo that every 3 years. And so we did that in 2024. And so my expectation is we won't do it this year, but
27.
probably, yeah, next year, the year after.
Right.
It's a very high level picture of the need in the community, and it shows the, it doesn't tell us how many apartments will actually, or housing units will actually need, but it does give us the occupancy rates. And so we utilize that information to show that there's a shortage based on interviews with industry, and then the occupancy rates, whether it be multifamily or single-family homes and whatnot. But I have that report. Anybody can get a copy of that from me if they'd send me an email.
No, I just,
Is it as detailed that it would actually go into, like, the amount that people pay for the various apartments? I mean,
In general.
it's always a
yeah.
concern I hear is, like, we need more affordable, so I'd like to know kind of the breakdown on what we have affordable versus maybe not so affordable.
There's some of that in there, but affordable is such a relative term.
Well, yeah, exactly right,
So-
exactly.
And a lot of times when we talk about that, I talk about entry-level houses versus affordable, because what's affordable to somebody might not be for the other. So typically, entry-level is those price points that are on the lower end of the scale. So,
When I bought my house from Scott and Keith Langle, they called it my starter home, and I'm still there. So just made it a little more comfortable, so anyway.
yeah.
Thank you. Brian?
Nothing from you.
Okay. Accept a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.